Hello friends. Welcome to the New Level TT channel where all table tennis secrets are at one place. In the first episode of this unique player development series, we take a deep look at the most fundamental aspect of the game, trajectory tracking. This is something that connects all together, but it is not obvious to practice for many players and also coaches. We have 3 generally known areas in the game that we need to master: stroke technique, footwork, and tactics. In table tennis there is a lot of skills needed for each area, but if we extract what they share, we get the exact roadmap for precise training. We can train our awareness of these details in basically every stroke. This leads to more focused training and faster improvement on many axes. Aim of this series is to explain these almost invisible details. This and the second episode might be the most important lessons for your progress. Your journey to improvement begins right now. First lesson will be divided into following sections. 1. Trajectory categories. 2. Beats of trajectories. 3. How to think about game. 4. Tips for practice. And lastly, summary and final thoughts. Let's find out what are those categories. Ball that lands on the table will always travel with trajectory, belonging to one of the 3 categories. When the ball leaves a paddle, it can only fly up or down. Based on this we get 2 categories. We call them safe and dangerous. There is also one special: the surface trajectory. When we focus on the flight path characteristics of first 2 categories, we can analyze differences and consequences. Falling time of the ball at safe trajectory is longer. Ball goes against gravity force from the start. It gives us more time before it starts falling down. Peak of the safe trajectory lies in front of hitting point. These has big advantages for the defending player. They have time to make additional action before ball reaches the top of the trajectory. Waiting for the peak of trajectory allows ideal preparation for their shot execution, more precise adjustments and timing. On the contrary, dangerous trajectory is characterized by having peak point at the beginning of trajectory or very close to it. It demands, for the opponent, shorter interval for preparation. Calculation or prediction of landing spot of the ball is much harder. The good news is that most of trajectories during rallies are safe. The surface trajectory is special, in the sense that it can be viewed as combination of the 2 previous. Surface trajectory is always safe from the moment ball bounce at the server's side of the table. Also, if we look at the audio aspect of the game, we can hear one more contact with the table. Part of surface trajectory, before first bounce, can be safe or dangerous. We also use time before the first bounce to our advantage. So, if we learn how to approach safe trajectories in general, we automatically improve our receive game by a lot, as you will see in later episodes. For full explanation of trajectories during game we also need one more point. We show it here only for completeness, but next lesson will reveal its true purpose. We call all these points audio-visual beats. So with this point in mind, if we focus on the path of all trajectories when the ball starts from opponent's paddle, we can see different number of beats. In future episodes, we add 2 more beats thanks to execution of our shot. We are talking in terms of beats because they help us with creating repetitive game pattern, also known as rhythm. When we track the ball, we need to process audio and visual information at the same time. Sound has huge impact on ability to track the ball trajectory. Our eyes during training of trajectory tracking must learn prediction of rhythm changes, catching of visual points on the trajectory, watching the contact point on the ball that we want to hit. Everything else will come naturally. Now, let's talk about thinking in trajectories. We were already talking about trajectories starting from opponent's paddle. What about trajectories of our strokes? To get feel for your own trajectories, imagine you are not able to technically perform the stroke yet, but you need to describe what it takes to get the ball to target spot on the table. In this experiment, we also neglect spin. Firstly, you need to imagine where you want the peak of trajectory to be. Based on that, you adjust initial angle of trajectory and power delivered to the ball in that direction, so that ball goes over the net. This needs training to get used to it, but after some time your brain will automatically start sending accurate signals to your limbs. If you are able to do all these trajectory calculations accurate also with different heights and spins of the ball, this is what we call feeling of the ball. Later in the series, when we start explaining details of strokes techniques, be familiar with your trajectories. You should always have trajectory of your shot in mind before the stroke. This will subconsciously guide your stroke execution. Energy focusing, applying and handling different spins will be discussed later in the series. Try to imagine yourself seeing the game this way next time you go practice. Learn to do a lot of pre-training preparation with pen and paper. Let us give you few general tips. Analyze table tennis as a move game. You need to process 2 trajectories for every ball. Start from your opponent. Learn identifying trajectories by heart. Before the ball is played, try to predict trajectory of opponent's shot. Always have the reference image of trajectory of your shot in your mind. Learn the safe one first. Experiment with different peak points. This will reduce lot of mistakes later. Think about placement as a path, not a spot. Analyze how the ball get there. This will help you feel the game better. To summarize, learn to see things according to this episode and you should be able to identify trajectories and important beat points during the game in the short time. When practicing any stroke, you should have trajectory of the ball in your mind. So, firstly read trajectory of incoming ball and get ready for your stroke. Then perform your stroke with your desired trajectory. This awareness of trajectory matching will lead to huge improvement, regardless of your technique. Lower level players often do not play the game during opponents' moves. They are waiting for the ball to come and then react. That is too late. We demonstrated that one cycle consists of 6 beats for safe trajectory. You should be ideally acting at each of them. You will gradually learn methodology of table tennis in this course. In the next episode we will discuss how to actually save time during rallying and what are actions necessary for harmonic and unified preparation of your strokes. If this lesson was useful to you, share the video with other table tennis fans too. Please help this channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon and you don't miss any new coaching content. Let's get better together. Thank you for watching and see you next time.